A very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Myself, Abhishek Chaudhary, sir, welcomes you on our College Dunia initiative, Thoughtful Leaders. So here we start the interview session, sir. Our very first question, sir. You have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
Say again, what are the key factors?
Sir, key factors that keep you connected with the education sector.
Okay. So, from the very beginning of my career, when I completed my graduation in civil engineering, I had decided, though I had other options like government job and in other sectors, but from the beginning, I had a fascination for this teaching profession. So, all my batchmates, they joined government sectors or they joined their business, family business or something like that. But I joined BIT Mesra as a faculty member of Department of Civil Engineering. Many of my close friends, they were insisting that you can do so well in the government sector and all, or industries. But even then I said, no, this is my choice. I know to earn more and more money is not my priority. And a very simple concept of life, to be a teacher, to interact with the students, to make them grow in a very positive way, to make them learn so that they can contribute something to the society. And I never repented on my decision. Not even for a single day I thought, no, I should have joined some other job. Rather, I enjoyed each and every day in BIT Mesra, interacting with my students. And afterwards, I had many administrative positions as well. Like I started like superintendent of the hostel and all. So during my superintendentship of the hostel, I observed that there are many other issues which are lying with the students, non-academic issues. And most of the teachers, we are confined to our classroom teaching and we don't think what kind of problems they are also facing in the hostel. Not everybody, but some of them. So during those interactions, I decided, it is good to be associated with the students, not only on the academic front, but non-academic front also. And the turning point was when during long back, 1989, one of my student, story I'm not going to tell you the entire story, but he was in deep problem and he was so scared of me. Like I used to be a serious kind of teacher, so he never thought that I can interact with him so comfortably. Slowly and slowly, when he opened up, and I found, I think it is our problem in the sense the teachers or the parents. So we must listen to them, what kind of agonies they are undergoing, and try to understand their problem as well. So that was the turning point. And as a superintendent and afterwards as a dean of students, I had many opportunities to interact with the students on different issues. Academic, of course, that is the classroom teaching and guiding students during their project classes and all. But other things, because in any residential campus, once they are staying for 4 years or PG students 2 more years, so that is the time when they develop their personality. So academic part is one component of life, but other components, there's sports activities, cultural activity, general discipline above all. So my key words used to be those days and even today, discipline. If you are disciplined not only in the classroom, it should be in every walk of life and you can achieve everything. So I got fascinated towards that profession, and as I told you, I never repented. And afterwards, I became Dean of Faculty Development, also Dean Administration, Dean Campus Development. So they were all administrative positions. Additionally, I had an opportunity to visit many countries as a visiting professor. Of course, I had gone for the conferences as well. But as a visiting prof, I had an opportunity to stay there for 1 semester or sometimes 3 months, 4 months. There also, when I interacted with the students, two countries I would like to mention particularly, though I have visited many countries, Australia and America. In Australia, University of Technology, Sydney, and in America, uh, Princeton University as a visiting scholar, and then Stanford University as a visiting scholar. So there also I had interaction with the students, and there I observed all students are very similar, whether you are from this part of the world or that part of the world. Only thing, the way they are growing, of course, they have certain facilities being a developed nation, citizen and all, but the basic characteristics is very similar. There also, they have certain kind of problems, and of course, I interacted with them very frequently. Again, I am telling you, not only the classroom, outside the classroom also.
Yes, sir.
So one small story or incident I can tell with you. When I was in Princeton University, so one day what happened, the professor with whom I was working with, Professor Peter, he told me, Professor, I saw in your CV that you are Dean of Students in BIT Mesra. So yes, I said yes, that is whether these days I'm more involved in those kind of activities. Then he said, Princeton University is going to organize an international festival. That is like any cultural festival, all the institute, they do once a year. So can you devote some time to this program? So I found this one as a golden opportunity to interact with the Princeton University students, how they are organizing their organizing capability and how they are doing the things. And I was just trying to compare with Indian scenario, particularly BIT Mesra and in the Princeton University. Then I said, what am I supposed to do? Then he said, the president of the student committee and the secretary of the committee. So in the evening, we are going to organize a meeting with you. And he sent an email to both of them immediately and copy to all concerned persons. And the students replied immediately. They have a different kind of freedom, not like India. So students, they sent me an email immediately that, are you free in the evening? So we are going to book a table in the cafeteria and we can sit together and have discussions. So it was around 6 p.m. or so. I went to the cafeteria, though two young guys, final year students, they were waiting. One was American Chinese, of course, born and brought up in America, and other guy was American. So the conversation we started like, what I liked over there, I am telling you. Then I asked, my question was, so how do you organize this kind of festival? So like, what is your first time? Day one. What is the first item? Then they said, for us from last so many years, we start with the lion dance. That is a typical Chinese item, lion's dance, and Chinese, they do it. Then he asked me, very liberal, very open, very democratic. Then he asked me, and Professor, what do you do in India? Then I said, we normally start the function with a prayer, preferably Goddess Saraswati prayer. Naturally, they had no idea about Goddess Saraswati. They asked, what is this? Then I said, she is goddess of wisdom. That is what we consider India. Goddess of wisdom, sounds very good. The American guy said. Then I said, yeah, so there are 4 lines and we start with that prayer. Then he said, here also we can do it. I said, why not? We can do it. But who will do it? Then I said, I will find some candidate or some student or teacher or anybody. We can start with the prayer. The openness, the flexibility which I noted, they said, yes. So the first item is going to be from the message from the goddess of wisdom, what they said. I said, it's a prayer. So we noted down prayer. And Saraswati Vandana, the function started with. Then the second item became land dance or something. Then third, fourth, and all. So I really felt good. They didn't argue at all. They didn't ask about the tradition of the university and also flexible. And they liked it. Goddess of wisdom, if the prayer starts with. Nothing like it. And luckily, in that visit, my wife, who is a professor of Sanskrit, she had also gone with me to Princeton, and they had made all the necessary adjustment for our stay, and all comforts they were taking care of. So she started, and when the function started, you will also, everybody would be surprised to know one of the biggest hall, Richardson Auditorium, very famous auditorium of Princeton University. And participants were from 133 odd number of countries. Full house, name any country and you will find some student from that country for the participant. And the chancellor of the university, she was a professor of microbiology there. And in that Richardson Auditorium, when this Saraswati Vandana loudly playing with her support of the harmonium, everybody was listening to it. Naturally, they could not understand the meaning. How will American and all they will understand the meaning? But the biggest compliment was when the program got over, the prayer got over, the chancellor of the university, she went herself up to the stage and she told over the mic, though I could not understand the meaning or the words, but I felt it. So that is the power of this language. And when they came down, the chancellor came towards me and said, can we organize a small workshop on this Sanskrit literature, a half-day workshop, and we are going to sponsor the program. Because many of the American universities, they are having Sanskrit as a subject, but no, Princeton, they have not. So at least the discussion started. And of course, the second item, Lions dance, like typical Chinese dance, and other programs went on. What I wanted to say, student psychology, more or less, is similar all over the world. You have to interact with them, you have to understand them, you have to respect their feeling as well as, and automatically you are going to earn respect out of it.
Yes, sir. Very truly said, sir. So moving to the next question. So being the Vice Chancellor of Sarala Birla University, what is your philosophy of leadership, sir? So how would you describe your leadership style?
Yes. This is a recently established university from the last 3 years. It has started, but lots of scope I am finding and bright future I am observing from my own experience. It's a beautiful campus infrastructure wise and very scenic green campus, clean campus away from the city. And here it's my second month, but what I observed, discipline prevails everywhere in the campus, among the students, teachers. So that is the first important component of any university. If the discipline is there, you can make it grow. You can do lots of things. Here only, being a new university, my priority area would be quality of teaching. And then the research, whether undergrad level they are doing their projects, then masters, PhD also there. Started from this year. They should devote more time in the laboratories, experimentation, innovative ideas, in addition to the routine theoretical classes. Routine theoretical classes you have to attend because of the basic concept, the basic ideas you learn from those classrooms. But unless you do it independently, doing your experiments yourself, applying your own brain, not like a cooked food kind of things or copying the things, somebody has done something else, you are simply copying it. So that never make you grow what is expected from any student. And here again, I am going to quote you a small example of Princeton University because I also learned so many things from Princeton University. During my first week, when I had joined the department, they introduced me with an Indian scholar, research scholar. So I asked her a simple question. She was a graduate of IIT Kanpur, a premier institute of this country. She did her master's from IIT Kanpur and before that undergrad from Jadavpur University. I asked her a very simple question. So, what is the difference you have observed between IIT Kanpur and Princeton University? Of course, IIT Kanpur is also a very good institute. And her reply, I tell you, very simple. But she said, in one line, I can tell you, Professor, Princeton taught me how to think. Then I said, I could not get you. Can you elaborate? She said, yes, I can. So in masters, I was doing my project in IIT Kanpur. The day the project got allotted, I went to the guide. Professor told me, tomorrow you do this thing. Point number one, I was simply noting it down. I did everything in the lab. I came again to the professor. I told him, what next, sir? He also gave me certain this experiment. Whatever he told, I did it. I could complete my project. I got good marks as well, like a good student. Teacher was also very happy. Whatever has been told, the lady is very obedient and she did it. Here she said, when the topic was allotted, my PhD topic allotted, and the guide, of course, that is allotted everywhere in all the university PhD guide. Even the lady guide, Professor Catherine Peters, still she's in Princeton University working. And research scholar said, very next day, like a typical Indian student, I went to her chamber. She was doing some work. After some time, she asked me, what do you want from me? Why have you come? Then I said, ma'am, what am I supposed to do? Then she said, the topic has been allotted. So this is your problem. What you have to do, you have to think, you proceed. So don't come to my office every day. You are a PhD student, you are doing your research, and we want to have some original work. You think over, how will you do? So you please meet me next month. She said, I got so upset. I was sitting in the library just thinking, should I go back to IIT Kanpur? In between, I met one of the American research scholar. He said, well, lady, why are you looking so worried? Then she said, okay, my guide, my supervisor, she said, yeah, you meet me after 1 month and you have to do it yourself. I don't know. What should I do? Then he said, yeah, she was right. Why should you go to the guide every day? So the big library is there, everything is there. So you have to find out the topic which you have chosen. Then she said, in 1 month of time, I got this confidence. I surveyed, I went through so many books, literature review and all. And after 1 month, I prepared a report. I went to the supervisor. She welcomed me, went through the report and said, yeah, you are in the right direction. You have chosen the right topic. Statements are all correct. Right direction you are going in. Proceed. And you meet me after 3 months now. Then she said, I started enjoying the work. I was applying my own brain. Sometimes deleting something, adding something, this, that. So after 3 months, I was feeling so independent. And that gave me confidence. Only a little bit of guidance she was giving. No, here I think you should do like this, kind of. While in our country, whatever I say, you have to do it. Many teachers, they get angry also. Not all the teachers, I am telling you, but many of us. This is the way we have been taught. Or the typical Lord Macaulay's system or whatever, I don't know. But here in this system, it happens. The PhD guide, if you go to him, he will tell you, rather not as a guide, rather he will tell you in whatever way he has learned that you have to do. Innovation doesn't come that way. So here in Sarala Birla University, that line of the Indian research scholar, Princeton taught me how to think. I will implement that. And of course, I will monitor. It is very difficult to change the system immediately, yes, but in a slow process way. Even if we are talking, suppose interacting on any issues, this interview and all, you may give some better ideas. I should be ready to accept it also. I should not instruct you, no, Abhishek, you should do like this, you should do like this. You may be having your own ideas, and that those ideas need to be respected, even from a young boy. And this younger generation these days, they are no doubt they are very smart generation. Only they should be in now the beauty of this part of India. Our culture, our sanskars, it has got limitless values, I tell you. So those things need to be incorporated. The good from the western part
Yes,
and the good from our eastern part, that need to be amalgamated. And then a perfect kind of personality we expect. So as a teacher or as a vice chancellor of this university, my prime responsibility would be to make a graduate really grow like a learned person who can contribute something to the society. For himself, definitely, he should be capable to earn, to take care of his family, and the family should also feel proud of him. And he should also develop the state and country. Internationally, also, he should be acknowledged. So, that is my idea. But the basic component is going to be the discipline. If discipline is there, then only I can tell him something. So, you can say two words: discipline and innovative ideas, and overall development of the personality. Academic part is one part. So in any residential campus, they have an opportunity to stay in the campus, mingling with friends, sports activities, cultural activities, even with friends once they should learn how to share.
yes,
Share means not only the materialistic things, your problems, your issues. If somebody is sick, we had also learned those things. I recall when I was in hostel. Suppose my next room or any friend staying in any lobby is sick or so, some of them met with an accident. We used to go to his room to help him, support him, any kind of help he needs. So, like a good human being, that should be the basic objective. He should be a good engineer or good economist or management person, but overall, he should be a good human being. So that would be also my idea. And or even in the technical university, Jharkhand University of Technology, I interacted with the students. Students, they are the most important stakeholder of any university. Of course, other faculties, non-teaching staff, everybody is important. But university is meant for whom? For the students. So here also, when I recall our Banaras Hindu University, which was founded by Mahamana Madan Mohan Malviya ji, the way he developed the university, and not only university means building and all, money was a big constant. So those things are no doubt, he commands lots of respect in those areas. But interacting with the students, taking care of all the students, those who are in need, those who are in problems, the way he used to interact and used to help them. So that is also my basic idea, interaction with the students, listening to their problems, which I told you I got when I was in BIT Mesra. More and more interaction, more and more I understood their problem, their basic psychology. So in my 35 years of career, I can tell you I did not find even a single student whom I should tell he was a bad boy. Circumstances were there and they were misunderstood at times.
yes.
So only thing requirement is to understand them and to correct them and transforming them into a good human being, good Indian citizen who can contribute to the society. Thank you.
That's great, sir. So moving to the next question. How does the curriculum of Sarala University ensure the best practice of industry?
Curriculum design, already we have the curriculum. It has been, I joined as I told you 1.5 months before. So the curriculum has already been designed. But in all the committees, Board of Studies, industrial representation is there. A person from the industry, expert from the industry, they are also there and they give their ideas. What kind of new technologies are emerging? Like these days, particularly this decade, uh, in electrical engineering, electronics and communication engineering, computer science even, the importance of artificial intelligence, cyber security, your machine learning, and many more new topics nobody can ignore. So you have to have the ideas. Maybe you have graduated, even a teacher joins over here who has graduated in the year 2000 or 2005 or 10. They had not studied these courses formally. Artificial intelligence or cyber security, machine learning, cloud computing and all, many new areas, even CAD CAM in our time when we were students, they had not heard about CAD/CAM. It was not there. Internet was not there and all. But now, without the help of CAD, we cannot design also. So the old theory is gone. So in syllabus designing, all these components have been considered, and we are having a regular feedback from the industry people. And also we are examining the syllabus of other universities, well advanced universities, and seeing all those things, the board of studies, they decide and come to the conclusion, because ultimately once they are joining the industry, they should not look like an outdated students. They should be updated completely. So in all the board of studies, members from representation from industries, they are there, and more would be included also, so that the syllabus is up to the mark and we can stand in the market. That is also a very important thing.
Yes, as per the industry and their standards, sir.
As per requirement. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's great, sir. So, how would you like people to know about your university that they may not know, sir? Any points?
In last 3 years, they have already earned some reputation, at least in Ranchi area, local area and all. But you raised a very valid question, and last week also I had discussion with some of the staff members. For students, during their internship, they will visit various industries or academic institutions in different parts of India. And similarly, faculties, they would be attending conferences, national seminars and all. Additionally, we have a plan to organize interstate university tournaments or cultural activities. Rather, for this year, inter-university sports activities, we are planning, so that participants from different part of India, they should visit this campus. They can stay here for 3-4 days, whatever the program duration is. They can interact with the students and they can see what are the good things over here, or even bad things. They can give their ideas, which we can try to improve. So this is the way, and trying to have more and more interaction during this COVID time also. The university has organized many webinars where participants from other universities, they have also participated, and experts, they also delivered the lectures. So slowly and slowly we are observing that people are knowing about Sarala University. But these are the activities, student activities or faculty activities, seminars, conferences, national conferences, even visiting industries and all. They would help us to spread. But who is going to be the main ambassador? Our students. And once they pass out, they go to the industry, they perform well, then everybody would say. BIT I had seen, that was also when I was a student, not very old student, not very old institution. But BITians, wherever they went, they proved that they have an all-round kind of development. So that all-round development, which I had mentioned earlier also, I will take care that students should be active in all those activities, and they would be really our brand ambassador. And maybe after 2 years, 3 years or 5 years, comfortably 5 years, I would say, every part of India, even abroad also, maybe, because they may join some foreign universities for their higher studies and all. So this is the way it will spread. But the quality would be the key word.
Yes, sir.
That would be the message to the society. Yeah.
That's great, sir. So, what do you see as Sarala Birla University's greatest strengths?
Greatest strength, as I told you in the beginning, discipline.
Yes.
Day one when I joined, the way they had welcomed me, and very disciplined crowd. And I said, yeah, this is the place I can do something.
So, moving to the last question, sir. So, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Yes. Again, I told you, if you ask this kind of questions, my answer would start again from the basic discipline in every walk of life, not only the classroom discipline, in every walk of life. In all the 24 hours, whether when you are going to sleep, when you are going to get your food timing, your sports timing or cultural activities, your hobbies, your academic studies also, you have to devote time. If you have a disciplined routine, commitment, your honesty, your integrity, that should be maintained and you can achieve anything. And I would tell my students, and above all, respect your parents, respect your all the elders, teachers, and be a good human being. And uh, think something about your country. Think about the great persons like Swami Vivekananda, or as I always mention, Mahamana Madan Mohan Malviya ji, Dr. Radhakrishnan, and all the way they had contributed. This should be like our role model. But unfortunately, in last 2 decades, I have observed youth is deviating from the main kind of stream, either due to this lots of involvement in internet, mobile, WhatsApp, Facebook. So the bonding in the family is also slowly and slowly diminishing. And if the connection is not there, we had never, when we were young, we had never heard about Vridhashram in our country.
Yes, sir.
Old days house and all. Now very proudly people they talk about they are constructing the old age house, making money out of it, the business person. And I really feel for the children who are sending their parents to the old age home. So this culture should not be welcome, should rather it should be condemned. I should be very, very loud word, condemned.
Yes, sir.
What for? What is the meaning of your life? You cannot take care of your parents. And what is the meaning of that degree? Whether BTech, MTech, PhD, MBBS, MD, whatever degree you have earned, and maybe you have earned crores and crores of rupees. The money is not going to go with you if you cannot take care of your parents, if you cannot take care of your dependents. The whole life is meaningless. What will you do with those monies, millions and millions of dollars, and you are a loner? And when I visited the Western world, or Australia also, I had stayed many a times. The kind of life I'd seen, the loneliness among all those persons. Even I'm not naming, but some of the Nobel laureates in Princeton, the kind of life they have, children, they are away, they are not at all concerned with the parents. So these kind of things should not be there at all. If you are, as I told you, you may be a good engineer, good doctor, but overall try to be a good human being. Otherwise, life is meaningless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving your valuable time with us.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you very much.